I can't smell the flowers, felt empty now for hours, lost my power.
Ashe, this is Omscorpius or Gabrielle, whichever is easier for you. We are here this morning to pull our daily oracle for Sunday. The next one will be on Wednesday. I'm excited to keep up with this schedule with you. I'm excited to pursue this with you. So our oracles for today are kind of heavy. I sat on them yesterday and I actually dealt with like a identity crisis yesterday with as far as what I do and who I am and if I'm doing the right things. And I feel like I've had these type of identity crises all throughout my practice of magic. And it's very funny because at the time I didn't think anything of the oracle cards having a connection to do with that, or like our past oracle cards that are very heavily connected with identity and highest truth, highest self. And it is very much connected. So our black flame today, which we're just going to jump right into it, is the high priestess, the priestess. And with the black flame tarot, I really love it because if you look really, really close in the background, you see all these masks that she has kind of just scattered around her, and then there's like one core true self. Of course, she is the tree. These are like her branches of identities, and identities played very heavy with me yesterday, and I feel like it goes back to dogmas and having identity crisis and how important they are for us to develop as a person, to become who we are. And who are we? I mean, our identities, you have a lot of identities, like I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a cousin, and all of these come with different masks that we wear to personas per se, to kind of deal with that character. And behind that mask is your true self. And so I think what the cards were really pointing to is transforming that identity, that constant transformation of identity. I personally think what I tend to do, and what a lot of us tend to do, is that dogma can get attached to identities, and then that's when people have major identity crisis. Dogma is like the set of rules that you gain from society, your family, your friends, and it's almost like trying to limit you and lock you into one thing. I mean, I've had identity crisis with Satanism. I've had people on the left-hand path saying that I'm more right-hand path, more love, light type of vibe, but it's like, if it was true, then why am I so attracted to the darkness? And I am doing it not because it's like a shout out for help, but there is really truly something within me that resonates with the path and magic that I choose. I also resonate with love and light. And so I've had people on the love and light side say that I'm too dark to be over there. And so really it comes down to dogma and society and collectivism and how they limit you to one thing, and how you limit yourself to one identity when you are many identities. And identities can change, can shift, can be molded, can be transformed to fit the soul, the true mask. The true mask is and I always use these words loosely, soul and spirit, and I know there's a difference, so we're working on that. I'm bad with definition, but I am.
Oh my God!
And words. So, with the soul and spirit, this is the truest self, and all this energy does, its purpose is to experience, and it experiences reality through identities that it creates, or the world molds and creates for you, either or, but the power really sits with you and molding your identity. Witchcraft or any type of craft is like your personal art. No one can tell you how to do it. I mean, I've tried to step into the doors of voodoo, and I've had people that I follow to coach me on some stuff, and I've heard a lot of them say that what you're doing, we don't do. And it's like, again, identity crisis, but it's like, no, that's not true. because your craft is your magic. It is your will. And that's like somebody telling you what to do, what you can and cannot do with your will. And so I really think what the priestess is saying to us is, what dogmas do we bring to our identities that limit us and bring lack? What lack and limitations can be found in the identities that you hold on to, that you identify with, and how can you transform them to bring more expansion into your life? These are vital questions that need to be asked and answered. I still need to do my journaling this morning, so that will be addressed. But today I feel more like myself, more like, okay, you had a little moment there, but do your magic, whatever that magic is, as long as it's a healthy expression and you're not harming yourself or other people, do that. Do whatever that is. It could be dancing, it could be witchcraft, it could be being the best super mom ever. It could be anything. It could be from high to low, and no one has the right to tell you how you should use your identity or what your identity should be. It's a heavy topic. We all go through this because we all have identities. The issue that I find is a lot of people aren't explained how identities work and what they truly are. They are not your truest self. And that's another thing. With dogma, you can identify so strongly with an identity and you just stay that one thing. And then you realize along the line, like maybe 30, 40, whatever age it is, you have a crisis. We don't know when it could be for anybody. And you're like, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be this person. And that you are not that person. You don't have to be that person. You can change yourself, transform yourself whenever you want to, however you want to. So yes, the priestess. So I got some new oracle cards, mainly for doing stuff like this, and I freaking love them. If you want to check them out, they are in the learning, the talking's happening. Damn it! They are called the Embroidered Graveyard, and they are so gorgeous. Look at these, they're beautiful. Let me show you the cards. I already drew the card because I wanted to make sure if it threw me like a loop for something that I didn't know what the definitions were, that I already could read it. But they are so beautiful. Like, yeah, they're gorgeous. Oh, they're upside down, sorry. But yeah, so Embroidered Graveyard, they are gorgeous. Definitely check these out. They came really fast, and they come with this very big, beautiful book, and it's also embroidered. It is lovely. Let me see if I can do it.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Oh, God,
There's a few more blemishes on the card.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
This is it. And so I pulled a card, and the cards were just so on point. I got transform. Transformation. And this all goes back to identities, the priestess, with keep transforming and having faith in oneself and your beliefs, and understand beliefs and identities can be transformed. Light is nothing but knowledge, and the knowledge that you have today can be replaced with a new knowledge tomorrow. That includes your beliefs and your identities. So those things are moldable. You are never limited to one thing, one identity, and it's vital. I mean, I've been reading this other book off topic on archons, and it talks about belief systems that people hold in their head that is actually limiting them. And it is belief systems and identities, and the way that we misuse them can be detrimental to evolution of the human, because you are not this body. You are a spirit, and the spirit's only mission in this world is to experience knowledge, to experience life in all its different facets and identities and beliefs and all of these different things. And why should you live a limited life? Why should you be what society wants you to be? Why should you be what your family wants you to be? Why should you be what your friends want you to be? Don't you want to be who you want to be? And maybe who you are today is going to be somebody different tomorrow. Who is telling you you have to be this one thing? Keep transforming. Keep growing. Keep becoming something new and experience life to the fullest. To the fullest. So that is from the Embroidered Graveyard. Definitely check these out. They're gorgeous. Let me show you the back again. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it. So yeah, we're going to see more of those in these daily tarots. So we're going to move on to our quote, and it was very intricate as well. Our quote is, "The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am." And this is so true. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the identities that you have, or have faith in your soul just going through this journey. I mean, you can have faith in your identities, but understand that's not all that you are, and this is not your limitations. Because like I said, from my personal experience, I've had people in the left-hand side of witchcraft tell me that I'm too love and light to be on this side. Yet, I have faith that this is part of who I am because it resonates with me truly on a deep level. It actually helps me transform myself. It's where I belong. And a lot of people won't understand where you belong because that's not their journey. It's not their call to say or understand who you are. We don't have the right to tell people who they are. We can only allow people space to be who they are at that moment. But we can always help them along the way by not limiting them, by not stifling them, by not silencing them, and by not telling them who they can and cannot be. Because at the end of the day, we are all gods and goddesses and queens and kings, and we came here to experience life to the fullest degree in all aspects of light and darkness, good and bad. We are here to experience these things. So that was our oracle. Now we're moving on to our goddess card. And our goddess card today is, sorry, burping. White Tara, and she says, sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, harsh environments, harsh situations, and harsh chemicals. 4 things: relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. So, with this being said, I think White Tarot is speaking very heavily on the spirit, soul, and our bigger connection with the universe and each other, and just the universe, which is huge. I mean, you have a large spirit within this small little body, very potent and a lot of potential. And I feel like what we are going through with this shadow time, this fear state of the world, which is globally, which is new for all of us. I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever heard of a time like COVID-19 where it affected everybody across the globe, and all governments were on the same page with restrictions. It's a shadow time. It's a shadow work time. It's a fear state. And during that time, these types of darkness is triggering the spirit to higher sensitivity. So if you were experiencing more sensitivity than usual, if you were going through identity crisis, it is because it is time to reform and transform your identity, because your soul is elevating. It's responding to this reality. That's what it's supposed to do, because we are intricately connected to the earth, to each other. And so when others are feeling pain, as much as we like to say, well, they live in another country, I'm not really bothered by that. That pain is spirit pain. You are being affected by it. So as we gain more sensitivity, as we evolve more, our spirits evolve, so do our limitations. They need to start expanding. And if it doesn't, it can cause more problems. The more you resist spiritual evolution, the more crazy the limitations get, because spirit wants to break these limitations so that you can expand. You cannot stop spirit from what it wants for you, and all it ever wants is evolution, growth, expansion. That's all it does is grow, transform, change, transform. Energy is not destroyed or created, it only transforms into something else. So you are not a limited being. You are not an end. Your identity is not the end of you. Your identity is not the beginning and end of you. It is not. It is not. So white tarot, increased sensitivity. Now, last but not least is our beautiful moon cards. I got these upside down, but that's okay. Moon is a new start is coming, and it was just simple new moon. And so the new moon is definitely the seeding phase. It is the darkness where the seed is planted. I'm watering you. Are you watering you? How are your relationships, your environment? What was it? I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
How are your relationships, environments, and situations, and chemicals, foods, intakes? How is that watering your seeds? I think it's time to pay attention to how you water the seeds. We are always going through the cycles of the moon. So if you've been watering yourself in the wrong way, that's okay. You can always start again. So definitely during this phase, during this dark phase, definitely take that time to write down, reevaluate your identities that you identify with, identify the lacks and limitations that those identities impose on you, any dogmas from society, friends, family, religions, cultures, what type of dogmas are attached to your identity that also limits you. Because as a spirit, we are limitless. We are beyond human. And this is a reminder, you are beyond human. You are beyond your human limitations. You have the ability to create realities that are not fear states, that are not worry states, that are not chaos and disease. And nor should your society do it, because our society, collectivism, is nothing but a collection of gods and goddesses that are asleep and allowing other people to tell them how to be gods and goddesses. Take responsibility for your spirit, because the responsibility is always yours. If you give it to somebody else, then that was your choice, that was your will. So I hope that really helped you today. I can't wait to journal because yesterday was rough with my identity crisis, and I'm happy to be here and be back doing this with you. I really hope this gave you some clarity. I don't know if I can get all of these cards to fit, but we're gonna make it work.
Oh my God!
Let me put some ketchup in it. Okay, that's not how you say it, but anyways. So I hope this helped you today, and the theme is definitely identity and what lacks and limitations can be found within your identities. What dogmas do you bring into your identities, and what true self wants to experience and enhance your experiences, transforming your identities and your beliefs based off of the faith that your spirit is navigating for your best interests to experience the world in all its aspects. Fear, love, light, darkness. So, thank you so much. Namaste.
I can't smell the flowers, felt empty now for hours, lost my powers. I can't smell the flowers, and I'm sick of all these